Hi folks, Tristan here from SEO Stealth Analyzer.com.au. Just going over the phrase result analysis today and what's actually happening there. So first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click Analyze Page, and it's pulled out the first keyword, which is computer training, on this page. And then the phrase result is where it's finding this keyword, computer training, within the page. So it's found it in title, keywords, page body, the H1 tag, and the URL. If we look at computer, the word, it exists in title, keywords, description, page body, H1 tag, and the URL. If we look at training, pretty much the same: title, keywords, description, page body, H1 tag, and URL. Now if we change computer to certificate, all we've got to then do is click Analyze Cached, because we're looking at the same page, and all Analyze Cached is going to do is just update the phrase results for us. So we can see certificate training actually has a worse result than computer training. It only exists in keywords, page body, H1 tag, and the URLs. If we look at certificate, we've got 6 of 8, excellent, and training, 6 of 8, excellent. So just to cap on top of that, so your phrase result is relevant to where this phrase here exists on the page in relation to all the elements. So for each element or attribute it exists in, it'll have an entry in the list here. So you might be sitting there thinking, well, how does this quite help me? Well, what it does, the phrase result, is it helps you pinpoint where your phrase is on the page, and more specifically where it isn't on the page. So by looking at the phrase result over here, certificate training doesn't exist in the title of the page, it doesn't exist in the description of the page, it doesn't exist in any H2 tags of the page, and it doesn't exist in the page URL. So by looking at that, now I can go in and I can modify it so we can get certificate training in the title of the page, we can get it in the description of the page, and we can also get it in a H2 tag on the page. Generally speaking, unless the page is specifically about a set topic, so for instance, unless we've got a page which is specifically about certificate training, you're going to find it hard to get a result from the application of, say, 7 out of 8 or even 8 out of 8. To get a phrase result of 8 out of 8, it needs to exist in the title, in the page, it needs to exist in the page address, the title, the description, the content, H1 tag, H2 tag, and a URL on the page. So what I'm going to do now is, because I've got access to this website, I'm just going to do a save result snapshot over here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump onto that website, make the changes, and then we'll come back and then run the tool through it again. Some of the elements that it was missing from. So now when we run Analyze Page on the home page for computer training, we now find it in the title, keywords, description, page body, H1 tag, H2 tag, and it's in a few of the URLs on the page. So that gives us a 7 out of 8 rating, which is pretty good. The only element that it's missing from is the actual page address, and as mentioned before in the previous video, that would be specific to an actual page that was about computer training. So I'm just going to change that to certificate training, analyze cached, and the same thing. So we've now got 7 of 8. Now exists the title, keywords, description, page body, H1, H2, and the URL. So by using phrase result, we can help our on-page SEO by narrowing it down and getting our specific phrases that we want throughout elements on the page where they should be, to help in when search engines come to the site, to help the search engines index the page and give relevance to those specific phrases on your page.